5 mistakes, errors of the meditations. These I think I mentioned before too, but maybe not this time. But I will take this. Again, I think maybe we cover those things during these teachings. But first meditation or the practice. It's not just a meditation practice, is laziness. This is the first, number 1 is laziness. Second obstacle is forget instructions. Also that means forget the principal instructions. Maybe you receive a lot of instructions teaching, but we have to remember the principal instructions. The principal instructions. So forget the instructions. Now, when we don't have the laziness, when we didn't forget the principal instructions, now we begin to meditate. Meditating or the practices. Now, first obstacles, what it comes during the meditation. There is 2 obstacles that we all know. Those are known as in the Tibetan world, Tsewang and Gopas. Tsewang means, if I translated that, just as it, sinking mind, sinking. And Gopa means wild, busy. These 2 are the principal obstacles during our practices. That means, we didn't have the laziness, we are very energetic, begin to sit down on the cushion or in the chair, and that's the way we sit on the chair and cushions. Also, we didn't forget the instructions, all principal instructions. We had good postures, good styles, all aspects, and sitting there. So we didn't forget. Now we are meditating or we practices. During the meditation, during the practices, this is 2 obstacles, major 2 obstacles that every practitioner faces. Everyone. There's no exceptions. And this is sinking mind and busyness mind. If I use the word sinking mind, different way, dullness. Dullness, what's called also dozy. Dozy. Dullness and a dozy. Blurry. That is the sinking mind. It's the very word, Tsewang. And that also then leads what? That doziness, that dullness, that sinking mind lead, we fall asleep, feeling sleepy. Then now you're really sitting on the beautiful cushion or in the chair, and the instruction didn't forget, but now we fall asleep, and which is a good siesta. But we fall asleep. But what it is, that will prevent our growth of the progress of the meditation. So that disturbed. And then busyness. Our mind is there is many different levels of also busyness. Where it become wild, emotions are disturbing. The past emotions or the memory of the past or the present or future thought, anxiety, all that kind of completely become so much turbulence. That's a very kind of big busyness. And then wandering generally kind of like not just rested, but nothing too much, big emotion, almost kind of neutral status, and just without really any reasons, because any big deals that mind is start wandering, just like almost become what daydreamers, kind of just daydreamers, just that. Whatever that is, whether it is, as I said yesterday, whether it is a kind of nice, appealing thoughts, or whether it is a kind of just regular thoughts, whatever, but it distracted the mind. It really distracted the mind. And then in a small busyness, it's kind of almost undercurrents busyness thoughts. That's something that even you maybe didn't notice. that mingled with the drowsiness. Drowsiness, and then you wondering that. Is in Tibetan, in the Buddha teaching said, Namto Wonju. It's something that undercurrents. Undercurrents, it looks like on the surface level, good, nice and good, but then undercurrents of the thoughts are disturbing. Even that is, no matter whatever, it is disturbing for the progress of our practices. Our progressive practices. So therefore, during the meditation and practices, we always try to remember that this, whatever that is, it is a disturbance. It slows down our progress, slows down our realizations. Then also overall, our practices not become good qualities. Maybe it's good content level good, 1 hour, 2 hours, or half hour, whatever content level, maybe you're really doing that, but quality level is not good. Therefore, to make qualities, for those reasons, what the great Master Guru Padma Samye said in teaching, make short breaks, short time, good qualities. This is one of the, is of course other teachings, great Master says one after another, in one voice. But Guru Padma Samye said, he gave the instructions to the queen of King Khenpo, who was Tsewang's son, and when Guru Padma Samye gave the instruction, she asked how to meditate. Guru Padma Samye said, Yun Tong Tanyong Tangmeng Kanchong Tapana in Tibet. So that's great Khenpo, but they use many times mention that. And what does that mean? Short time, many times, as licking water from old house. Old house. That means, maybe you didn't see old house, but when you see old house in the east, I see many times old house are not really good maintained. When it's rained, water stays up there, and then just even the sun is shining outside, water is leaking. Not too much at one time, just continually, just one. This is called old empty house that is leaking. Guru Padma Samye used an example with that house. And what said, many time in a short time with good qualities. Then it's very beautiful, very meaningful, perfect. Short time but good qualities. Meditation becomes really good. You keep up. You didn't forget the instructions. When you're meditating, keep that exactly the instructions. Or we went through those cognitive awareness, emptiness, inseparably, fresh, carefree, self-liberating technique. Apply that in a short time, many times if you can do. It will bring the progress. When your mind is settled, when our mind is beginning to settle nicely, then we can do long-term meditation. Then it becomes bigger and better, wider and deeper. And with this meditation, then what things need? Next one is two things. While or the sinking and the busyness of mind. Next day there's another two more. This is known as then apply the antidote or too much, not applying the antidote and applying the too much antidotes. This is the truth. Again, so that means that we need to apply the techniques during the meditation practices, but also means balance. Not too much and also not too little. Just right. Balance. That is what we need. Even the antidote or even is something. Teachings. Teaching, when you have to remember, when you didn't forget the instruction, principle instruction, when you don't have laziness, you're keeping perfect meditation without the obstacles or hindrance of this sinking and wildness, then we have to relax. We don't have to think too many things about the teachings. Just rest with confidence, with joy. But if needed, you're going to apply that. Apply that. Too much antidote or too much thinking of this and that things, even is good, even is teaching, it will slow down again. Slow down. And then it become too extreme. And to also lose, not applying, kind of like apply the technique and the teaching that, not remember and just kind of like keep doing that, that also will slow down meditation. So therefore, not too little and not too much, applying just right and then move forward. Then continue to maintain. That is what the practice teaches it. Wherever we do this, then what is comes? All those signs, all those experiences will come up. And we continue to maintain, as the great master pointed here, those blissfulness experience, clarity experience, and a neutral thought experience. All that comes. Those are good signs of the good achievements. But those are not final goals. They are the dawn of the enlightenment, dawn of the realizations. They are like, but this is not realization, it is self. Self. We have to move. We have to, and not grasping, not clinging. Those are the teaching here mentioned. In the teaching, all this teaching here is big, long teachings. If we start grasping any of those, the dawn of the enlightenment, then it makes, again, hindrance. Because attachment is attachment. No matter whatever that attachment is, whether even it is good, it is attachment. For that reason, what in the teachings, all these teachings, on the post-meditation level, should have the devotion and the joy and the appreciation and bodhicitta, all those beautiful things bring up in the post-meditations. But when it comes to the meditation itself, or the Dzogchen, or the Mahamudra status, we really just let it merge, everything in the natural status. We're not going to think of any of those. We're going to maintain that freshness status. This cognitive awareness, emptiness status. We're going to maintain that status. And once in a while, during those times, in the teaching said, during the meditation, we can bring out again love and compassion, joy, and everything is like magical display. Those thoughts just for a moment bring up that, but let those also dissolve back to the source, where those all beautiful thoughts came. From that means, from that cognitive awareness or rupa and emptiness status. All that came from it. Let that merge back to that status and continually fly. Keep continually flying in that space of the inner space. There's no boundaries. There's no limitations. There's no territories. Free everything. Keep continuous. With joy and appreciation. Occasion, as I said. Devotion and keep continuing that. And otherwise, if anything kind of signs and indications or those qualities come up, if we start grasping, that's the great master pointed out in this book. You have the books. And all those errors, mistakes will lead us. We will dilute to the diluted status. And then if it was more clinging, grasping, what in the teaching said, if we're grasping more about the blissfulness experience, that will lead us to take rebirth back to the desirings. If we're more grasping to the clarity aspect of the experience, it will take us back to the form realms. Every grasping to the neutral state of the mind, that experience, that is, take us to the formless realms. What are those? Is then samsara. Again, it will almost kind of like mad, come back to the samsara. We like to release the cause of samsara. Samsara is fine according to in the Mahayana or the Vajrayana teaching is enlightened status. But we don't like to stay samsara in the samsara as samsara beings, as samsara citizens. We don't like to be as citizens of samsara. In samsara, we like to stay in the samsara, but not as like subjected and kind of tied up by the samsara as samsara beings. That it will lead us back to that status, this status. For that reason, every great master's teaching, Buddha, everything said, no graspings. And again, for those reasons, one of the great teachers in the Tibetan Buddhism is from Satya schools of Tibetan Buddhism, known as Drapa Jamsen. He's very famous. He's one of the great masters of Tibetan Buddhism, and he is also co-founder of the Satya schools of Tibetan Buddhism. There's 5 great Satya masters came in the same family in the ancient time, in the 11th century or toward the end of 10th century, 11th centuries. 5 great masters, just one after another. Really great, 5 great masters. Those are known as Kunga Nyingpo, Drapa Jamsen, and Sona Tsemo. 3, and then Satya Pandita and Rongu Chujang Papas. Many times I said 3 white, 3 ordained ones, 2 ordained ones. 3 white one and 2 red one. So this says 3 white one, 2 red one. All together 5 great master such as schools. 3 white ones are the Ngapas. They are Ngapa, lay practitioners, Ngapas. And the 2 red ones are Satya Pandita, who is the great master, who visited the youngest court or royal teacher for the youngest comes. And then second one is Chujang Papa, Rongu Chujang Papa, who become again royal guru for the Kubla Khans. These both are monks. Both are monks, therefore they say 2 red ones. But among that, the 3 Ngapas, Drapa Jamsen is one of the very famous masters. And he in one of his teachings said, if you have the grasping, that is not will. Actually, Manjushri spoke to him. Spoke that. Zambab Song Tao. If there is a grasping, that is not the will.